So I think the most people don't realize that the most ominous thing happened in the beginning of 2020, but everyone overlooked it because like if everyone felt like 2020 is gonna be a great year in January before Kobe crashed into a mountain and then everything went downhill from there. But people thought January was gonna be a great year.
I saw what you just did, and that was super fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, after that, I just felt like we just went to another dimension of shit after he died.
Crashed it. No, I'm not letting you get away with it. Nah, let's recap. Kobe crashed into the side of a mountain, and everything went downhill from there. I'm done. You're gonna have to do the rest of the show by yourself today. That was fucked up, son. Even for me. Like that was savage. That was some savage shit, son. That was really fucked up. All right, I mean, literally, I'm sorry, Vanessa.
There's another dimension.
Co-host. You know what I'm saying? I know that you have a wonderful family. We're going to respect his legacy.
No,
that was an unforgivable.
No, it's a better 20. There's an alternate 2020 where Kobe's alive right now and everything's fine. We in a shitty 2020 right now, but I want to tell you this real ominous thing that happened. People overlooked this. This was really spooky. It happened in the beginning of 2020, but no one paid attention to it. But I thought it pretty much led to like whatever happened this year. Oh, let me do it the other way around. This confusion technology, computers of the future. So this is crazy.
Computing.
So like we're computing right now. So this happened this year. Some reason they want to recreate a 3,000-year-old Egyptian mummy, and I thought, why are you doing that? Why are you fucking with that? So they did that.
Intelligent people in the world, and this is what we are wasting. Whatever, yo.
So yeah, so they did that. They let this curse or whatever ancient evil unleash in the world. That happened when they let this voice speak. Because this happened in January, pretty much. When I saw this, I was like, "What are you guys doing?" But I think it's the other way around. I think they woke this pharaoh up, and this pharaoh was like, "Wow, this is what. Why did you wake me up in this year?" I think they already knew this year was shitty. Just the sound they made.
Oh,
is that the Egyptian pharaoh calling? Yeah.
No, actually, that's our buddy and friend of the show, Louis Rossman.
Oh yeah. So this is the voice that played. It's really fast. So they recreated the sound of like this priest, pretty much the vocal track, and like they let this voice come alive.
It's alive.
This brief sound. That's the sound it makes.
Can I be a skeptic here?
Yeah,
I'm gonna be a skeptic here. What if these people are trying to prove why
this would happen in 20? This would happen in the beginning of
funding their research, and they're just like, hey, let's just make up some shit, and then they put a microphone in a llama's face and say, yo, say something. He goes, eh.
You wanted the candy? You're like, I hope so. I mean, like, imagine how much money they got. So this is the sound that they made. The Egyptian mummy. It had a brief groan when they woke it up in 2020. So that was a bad sign. Even the priest was like, "What are you doing? Leave me alone." It's like, man. So that's the first story that happened in 2020 that people don't realize. I want to show you the other story, which is pretty. If Phil can drop this clip real quick of Brexit, pretty much it was like a breakdown of the European Union that happened at the beginning of the year that people don't pay attention to. Britain pretty much left the European Union, and they took their flags away. All kinds of stuff that happened. It was crazy. So Phil can like play that clip.
Am I the only person that hears Brexit and think it's mealtime?
Oh yeah, I think of like some new cereal that Chex Mix is made with pretzels in it or something like that. So this happened at the beginning of the year. Folding up the flag, taking it down.
From the European Union?
Yeah, from the European Union.
Holy crap.
But 2020 has been such a crazy year. This kind of stuff just kind of
check
went over our heads.
Check the chat. Yeah, we're going to talk about this comment. We're not going to mention the comment specifically, But we just got a comment in the stream. We're gonna devote some time to that after this segment, because that's really, really interesting stuff. It would be really super awesome if we were able to get an impromptu visit from friend of the show, Louis Rossman, on what just happened with him. I don't know if it's possible to get him on the show tonight, but that would be a really, really interesting thing that just happened, because I think that it's actually pretty relevant when you're talking about the $600 or the $2,000 or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So pretty much, yeah. So that's pretty much what happened in Brexit. It was a huge Brexit exit. And then that was a news item that people don't miss. And then a total crazy news item that people totally missed in 2020 was an entire ship, a ghost ship, landed. The whole crew disappeared. I don't know where the crew went. And Phil can drop this clip real quick. This happened this year. But I guess this year was so crazy, no one gave a shit about this fucking Egyptian curse stuff happening. If Phil can drop this clip real quick about the ghost ship. So you guys talking about money, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. You guys totally ignore the fucking ship. The whole cruise ship fucking disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit about money. This happened at the beginning of the year. This is like apocalyptic shit happened, and people are like, do. Like, dude, what just happened?
Is haunted?
Huh?
You think the ship is haunted?
Aliens, or maybe they wanted a whole new life. Maybe
I really wish those monoliths that popped up in like Utah and other places. Yeah. I really wish that shit was real. I really wish it was some alien shit, because this can't be life. That's really, really eerie.
$18 people. Pew.
I don't buy that the vessel broke down. Like, there were motherfuckers on the boat. The boat is still floating. Oh shit, they got care packages. Oh, so they did solve it. They were rescued by the Coast Guard.
United States Coast Guard.
But you know, the ship was just kind of left out there. How can they hijack twice? I'm the captain now. No, I'm the captain now.
The ship was being passed around all over the place somehow. Isn't that crazy that this whole ship's is drifting in the ocean that people don't give a shit about?
What if that's like the beginning of the real life Little Mermaid story?
Under the sea.
But it would be over the sea.
Over the sea.
It would be over the sea.
Oh, this is like a Pixar movie, like a boat, boat with a face on it.
Yeah. Oh, that movie's coming.
Yeah, that movie's coming. I'm lost at sea. The pirates keep taking me. Like, let's do it. You got a friend in me. Let's do it. So that's what happened, and those are some like crazy highlights that happened, and then a little more serious note that happened. Another thing that kind of it just happened and people just moved on like it wasn't a big deal. Like one of the biggest explosions since like Hiroshima, I heard.
Beirut, Lebanon.
The next step up would have been a nuclear explosion, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Phil can play this clip. This happened, and people just moved on like nothing happened. But this happened.
An explosion ripped through Beirut's port.
And you can see the shockwave.
Yeah.
People in Lebanon.
I don't even know how people who videoed it were still alive, like that close to it.
Smoke into the air. there were reports that a warehouse containing fireworks had caught fire. And several videos of the scene showed colored flashes in the flames. Videos from the scene suggest there was one smaller explosion. And then roughly 30 seconds later, this enormous shock.
Wow.
The blast struck
That looks
the
like a
force of
nuclear
3.5
airstrike.
magnitude earthquake. This was the aftermath. Windows shattered in buildings across the city and damaged cars on the roads near the port.
Destroyed the cars. They didn't
This
just
is where
damage
the
them.
explosion
It was just
happened.
total.
4 kilometers away, in the St. Mar-Meroun church, a priest and his congregation were taking part in mass.
Damn. And they're mad far. They're like
The explosion was caught on camera 11 kilometers away in
11?
the Dabia Marina.
انفجار كثير كبير انفجار ثاني يا يسوع المسيح شو هذا؟
The
That looks
blast
like a
was so
nuclear
big
explosion.
that it was heard from the mountains.
the mountains.
This video from the town of Brumana, 15 kilometers away,
Damn.
shows how far the shockwave reached.
That shit created new clouds.
Wow.
It was even heard and felt as far away as Cyprus, more than 125 miles across the Mediterranean. Aerial shots show the scale of the destruction of the port. It reportedly housed 85% of Lebanon's supply of grain, which was a strategic food reserve in a country crippled by
They
economic.
blew up their food supply by accident as well, which was crazy part of it as too.
You can see the impact on the Beirut port silos building before and after the explosion. Surrounding the silos were corrugated iron and steel structures that have mostly been destroyed. These satellite images reveal the extent of the damage. This crater was once a warehouse.
Damn.
Now it's underwater.
Wow.
Under
The
the
colossal
sea.
force was caused by the explosion of 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate,
Oh,
a highly
wow.
reactive chemical which was being stored unsafely in a
You
hangar.
can't be the only one being a savage on the show.
Lebanon's Prime Minister Hassan Diab has promised that those responsible for the catastrophe will pay the price.
I don't know if there's a way that someone can pay a high enough price for the damage that was done there.
From almost wiping out a whole city by accident.
But I was thinking about why it got swept under the rug.
Yeah.
And
It's a crazy story to get passed over. Like,
the only thing that I can think of is that when people think of Beirut, they think of a civil war in the streets is happening every day. Like,
yeah, like
that was the
1982
reputation
in the
it had in
80s.
90s.
Yeah, 90s and 80s. Yeah.
And I kind of feel like people just feel like these are just, barbaric brown people, and, they were poor anyway. And, they, weren't, they're a third world, institution anyway. So if something blows up there, not too many people are going to be harmed by it. No, millions of people directly impacted, probably hundreds of millions of people being indirectly impacted by that incident. You can't even call it an accident. I mean, they kept a bunch of explosive materials in a warehouse unsecured
for years.
Yeah, just sacks of fucking fertilizer, just ammonium nitrate and shit. Like, hey,
fireworks warehouse. That sounds like
that sounds like
that sounds like a cartoon. That sounds like a bad cartoon.
That sounds like some Acme shit.
You can't. So like the thing is like, but the thing is, people can talk shit about what they want, but remember that similar situation happened in the United States. And but I want to just wrap up the global earth news. So that's 2020. That's the 2020. Those are the news items you kind of missed. The spooky Egyptian voice, to the ghost ship being stolen over and over again, to a big explosion, almost a nuclear explosion in Beirut. When it comes to the impact of it, that happened in 2020. So we're just trying to give you a lowdown of things that you missed. This is Black Power Magic Hour. You will follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Follow Dr. Virginius on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube. And then on Act TV, our clips are up on YouTube there with over 46,000 subscribers. So